Hello everyone, in this video I'll be explaining on the general microbiology in which I'll be explaining the normal flora of the human body, routes and spread of infection and sources of infection. Coming first to the normal flora of the human body. Normal flora, it refers to microorganisms that inhabit skin and mucous membrane of normal human body without causing any disease or infection. The normal flora or the organisms which are normally present on the skin. Some examples are Staphylococcus epidermidis and diphtheroids. Some organisms that are normally present on mouth are such as Lactobacilli and Proteus. Bacteria which are normally present on the respiratory tract. Examples are Staphylococci and Streptococci. Bacteria that are normally present on conjunctiva. Examples are diphtheroids and Staphylococci. The organisms or the bacteria that are normally present on gastrointestinal tract are Lactobacilli and Enterococci. Next, the bacteria which are normally present on the genitourinary tract are Mycoplasma. Next, the routes of entry and spread of infection, how a microorganism enters into a body and then resulting in the spread of infection. There are five main routes of disease transmission, that is aerosol, direct contact, oral, fomite, vector and congenital. Coming first to the aerosol, how it gets transmitted. The pathogenic agents contained in aerosol droplets are passed from one animal to another or between animals and humans through inhalation. So a person will get infection through inhaling uh, those respiratory droplets containing the pathogenic organism. Next is direct contact. A susceptible animal becomes exposed through physical contact when the agent from an infected animal or the environment enters open wound, mucous membrane, or the skin through blood, saliva, nasal secretion, rubbing, or animal bite. So whenever a person come in contact with all those contaminated objects or surfaces that is contaminated with the secretions or by the from the patients. Next is oral. Consumption or ingestion of pathogenic agents or microorganisms that is present in the contaminated food or the food contaminated with the pathogenic agents from the patient. Then when it is consumed, when such contaminated food is consumed by a person, then it can transmit the infection. Or licking or chewing on contaminated environmental object can also transmit the infection. Food and water contaminated with feces or urine from the patient are frequently the cause of oral transmission of disease agent. Next is fomite. A contaminated inanimate object transmits a disease agent from one susceptible animal to another. So any inanimate object which carries the pathogenic organisms like the door handles, clothing, all those are the from which that disease can be transmitted. Next is vector-borne. A disease an insect acquires a pathogen from one animal and transmits it to another either mechanically or biologically. Mechanically means they are carrying the insect is carrying the pathogenic organism on their body, on outside the body, either from the forelimbs or the beak or from the mouth, all this. Okay, and then biologically means the organism or the pathogenic organism is transmitted from the insect where the pathogen is undergoing a cycle, undergoing certain development from in the insect, and then the insect is depositing it while during their blood meal on the human skin. Congenital is some pathogens are able to cross the placental barrier and infect the fetus in utero through perinatal and postnatal. Next, coming to the sources of infection. The infection occurs by mainly two sources, which are endogenous infection and exogenous infection. Endogenous infection are the infection which occurs from inside or arising from an infectious agent that is already present in the body and but previously asymptomatic. Disease can occur when microbes included in normal microbial or bacterial flora enter a sterile area of the body such as the brain or muscle. This is considered as an endogenous infection. Exogenous infection are infections caused by exogenous bacteria occurs when microbes that are non-commensal enter a host through various modes like from or various source like from a human or a carrier who carries the pathogenic organism in the body, and it can also be through animals, insects, soil and water and food.